All right, let's talk about Pinterest. Chances are you have it on your phone. You probably use it for recipes or maybe some home decor ideas, or you're planning that one vacation you swear you're going to take. But what if I told you that app isn't really a social network at all? What if it's something else entirely, hiding in plain sight?
So is it? Well, the short answer is a big no. I mean, sure, it has some of the same features, but its whole reason for existing is completely different from platforms that are all about sharing what you did last weekend. And that, right there, is the key. This quote from the Carr Report absolutely nails it. Once you start thinking of Pinterest as a search engine, kind of like Google but for ideas and aesthetics, the whole thing clicks. Its real power suddenly makes a lot more sense.
Think about it this way. When you're scrolling through most social media, you're looking at the past, right? Pictures from a party, a recap of an event. It's about consuming what's already happened. But on Pinterest, you are actively, deliberately planning your future. You're not just looking at a nice kitchen. You're planning your kitchen. That shift from past to future is everything.
So here's our game plan. We're going to peel back the layers on this thing. First, we'll look at how it really works as a search engine. Then, we'll get into the idea graph it's built on, which is just massive. After that, we'll see how its AI works, how it makes money off our plans, and finally, the really wild part, how it can actually predict what we're all going to be into next.
Okay, so let's start with this core idea. When you open up Pinterest, you're not usually there just to zone out. You have a goal. You're searching for something, even if you don't have the exact words for it yet.
And this right here is the platform's secret weapon, user intent. People are there to make decisions. They are there to plan and take action. This makes the people on Pinterest incredibly valuable because they're not just browsing, they're getting ready to do something.
So, how does Pinterest even begin to organize all of these millions of future plans and daydreams? Well, it's not just a chaotic mess of pictures. Under the hood, there's this beautifully structured database that's basically a map of human aspirations.
And it all starts with two really simple things we're all familiar with. You've got pins, which are just those individual ideas, an image of a chair, a recipe, whatever. And then you have boards, which is where you save and organize those pins into little collections. Simple, right? But the scale of this is where it gets absolutely nuts.
Let's just try to wrap our heads around these numbers. There are over 2 billion, that's billion with a B, unique pins on the platform. 2 billion separate ideas, products, and bits of inspiration that people have saved.
And those 2 billion pins are organized onto more than 1 billion different boards. Every single one of those boards is a project, a dream, or an interest that someone is actively curating. But here's the kicker. All those pins and boards are linked together by more than 18 billion connections. This is what data scientists call a graph. It's a gigantic living map of human ideas showing how concepts like mid-century modern connects to houseplants, connects to home office setups. It's incredible.
So you have this colossal map of ideas. How on earth does Pinterest navigate it to show you exactly what you're looking for, sometimes before you even know you're looking for it? Well, that's where its incredibly powerful AI comes into play.
The recommendation engine is so much smarter than just looking at keywords. It analyzes the actual image to understand the colors, the objects, the whole vibe. It reads the text descriptions. It learns from you, what you save, what you scroll past, and most importantly, it taps into that huge idea graph to see how millions of other people have connected these ideas.
Okay, so you have this amazing platform full of people who are actively planning to do things or, buy things. How does that become a business? Well, this is where that user intent we talked about becomes pure gold.
So no huge surprise, advertising is the main event, making up about 80% of the revenue. But this isn't your typical annoying banner ad. It's perfectly placed. A brand can show you an ad for a product at the exact moment you're looking for that exact kind of inspiration. And that whole journey is just seamless. You search for living room ideas, you start saving stuff to a board, and right there, mixed in with all your organic inspiration, is a promoted pin for a couch that fits your style perfectly. You can literally go from a spark of an idea to a checkout page in just a couple of clicks. It's one of the most effective sales funnels out there. All right, now we get to what is, for me, the most fascinating part of all this. Because people are planning their futures on Pinterest, all that data doesn't just show you what's cool right now, it shows you what's going to be cool next. And look, this isn't just a fun theory. The company puts out an annual report called Pinterest Predicts. And get this, for the last 6 years, 88% of their trend predictions have come true. They're not guessing, they're just reading the map of our future plans.
Take a really fun, kind of weird example, the pickle fix trend. A while back, Pinterest predicted that pickles were about to have a massive moment, and look what happened. Searches for pickle nails shot up 85%, and clicks for pickle seasoning just exploded, up over 800%. That's a tiny little idea that turned into real-world buying behavior.
And this predictive power is really connecting with the next generation. It turns out Gen Z sees Pinterest as a key tool for creativity and planning. They're using it for everything from school projects to figuring out their personal style, which pretty much guarantees it's going to stay culturally relevant for a long, long time.
So let's just pull this all together. Pinterest isn't social media. It's a visual search engine for your future self. It's built on this mind-boggling idea graph of our collective intentions. Its entire business model is perfectly tuned to people who are ready to act and buy. And because of all that, its data gives us a startlingly clear look at what's coming next.
Which, of course, leaves us with one last, pretty big thought. By mapping out billions of our future intentions, from the kind of couch we want to buy to the kind of person we want to become, Pinterest has built something much bigger than an app. It's a living, breathing atlas of our collective aspirations. So the question is, what does it mean when one company holds the map?